full mock draft coming at you guys.
That was actually kind of weird. But, yeah, this is our first official 2019 Pittsburgh Steelers NFL mock draft coming at you. Double upload today. Well, that's the plan unless the internet wants to be a jag-off again. Xfinity could definitely schmear. The internet is a piece of shit. It's almost as garbage as the Colts offense today. But that's neither here or there. So, yeah, let's just get right into the mock draft, man. A full 7-round mock draft. Finally was able to do a few of these, or was able to do one of these. But you guys can definitely expect a few mocks within the next few days as well, by the way. So, but yeah, first official mock draft. Let's just get right into it, man. There will be a trade in this mock.
But it will not be an Antonio Brown trade.
Right. I think that the one that we will make is, I could say it is realistic, but I think it's one that we can all agree on. Definitely.
Yeah.
But anyway, with the number 20th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Montez Sweat, defensive end out of Mississippi State. Simply put, we need to replace Dupree. I'm just not impressed with Dupree whatsoever. He made a few splash plays here and there, but other than that, he hasn't done much.
Exactly. He's inconsistent. He's unreliable, really.
Yeah.
A guy like Montez Sweat on the other side of T.J. Watt would be a hell of a duo.
Absolutely. Because he can play defensive end or outside linebacker. You could say that he would fit best in a 4-3. I think he would do well in a 3-4, honestly, as an outside linebacker. Him opposite T.J. Watt, in my opinion, is an immediate upgrade from Bud Dupree. And you got someone who's fast, who's physical, who can definitely get to the quarterback, that can stop the run. He is very intelligent, especially on the read options. And we're going to have to face Lamar Jackson twice a year now. You know Lamar Jackson loves them read options. So we bring in someone like Montez Sweat, who is very aware and intelligent of those types of plays. You know, we got someone that can definitely prevent or at least limit some of those big plays.
And he would really complete the front seven and the pass rush.
Absolutely, because you got someone who's fast, who's intelligent, who's strong, like you said, can get to the quarterback. He's very savage off the edge. He is very aggressive. He is a very aggressive edge rusher, so I think Montez Sweat with the 20th pick could be reasonable. Is a nice way to just complete the front seven, or at least his pass rush. And it could be a very nice addition to not only this defense, but hopefully at long term as well. So
yeah.
With the 52nd overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Devon Bullish, inside linebacker out of Michigan. There is one issue with Devon Bullish I do have. It's not really a big issue though, honestly. Because there have been a few players that do have this issue and they've become very great linebackers.
Effective linebackers,
right.
Yeah.
He is 5'11". He is a little undersized for his position, but don't let that fool you because he is very aggressive. He is intelligent. Surprisingly, he can get to the quarterback. His PBUs are actually pretty impressive. He's a pretty nice tackler. Could work on it a little bit, but I do like his tackling. Is something that he could definitely bring to this team. Someone who's actually pretty fast in himself too. So I think him being that cover inside linebacker, rotating with Bostic or Williams or whatever, can definitely be a nice solution inside linebacker.
Exactly. He's a guy that can fill the void for inside linebacker, be the replacement for Ryan Shazier, and he does have a whole lot of potential despite his size.
Yes, he has a lot of upside. He is very quick. He is athletic. He is intelligent. He is aware. He is aggressive. And that's everything that we could want in an inside linebacker. Also, he can cover, of course. His PBUs really speak out to me. That's something that we definitely need to do more of. I would like someone that causes a little bit more turnovers. That's something that Devon Bullish can do, but I think he could definitely work on that. And that's something that hopefully we can, hopefully something that he can apply to this team. But
yeah, seriously.
And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Devon Bullish is a guy that not many people are talking about, in my opinion. You know, I think he's a very underrated inside linebacker. I'd honestly rank him up there with maybe, you could put him up there with a Khalil Hodge or a Devin White, honestly. Devon Bullish is very underrated. I do think that not many people are talking about him. And I think him in the second round could be a nice addition to this team. It would be a nice solution inside linebacker.
Absolutely.
Honestly, in my opinion.
Now, with the 83rd overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jamal Peters, cornerback out of Mississippi State.
Yeah, another Mississippi State guy, man. I really like Jamal Peters. I do. And it's not just because of his name, man, but he has a lot of great upside, man. He's tall. He's 6'2". He's actually pretty fast for his size, honestly. He's pretty decent. He's actually pretty good in coverage. The only thing that bugs me about Jamal Peters is I notice that he gets beat a lot on press coverage, man. He gets a little anxious sometimes, and it gets the best of him. You know, it really reminds me a lot of Rasul Douglas, because him coming out of, I believe, West Virginia, correct me if I'm wrong, he had a lot of potential. He had great height. He had some decent speed to him. He had very good coverage skills, but there is an issue that he does have, and that's press coverage and getting beat on press coverage early. He gets too anxious, and it gets to the best of him.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that reminds me a little bit of Jamal Peters, but I think he's a much better and has a lot more potential than Rasul Douglas, in my opinion. He's not as tall, but he is actually much quicker, in my opinion. I think he's better in coverage. He's a much better ball hawk, in my opinion. Much better tackler. He is very aggressive. He's honestly anything you can ask for in the Steelers' corner. He's tall. He's fast. He's aggressive. He can tackle. He can pick off the ball. PBUs are actually pretty impressive.
And he can cause some turnovers. He's a guy that can fill the void on the opposite side of Joe Hayden at the cornerback position.
Yes.
He's a guy that can desperately change, that can really, if you think about it, in my opinion, change his defense.
Absolutely. Like I said, the one thing I don't like about him is his coverage, his press coverage. He could definitely work on that, but someone like Joe Hayden could definitely help him out with that. Maybe what's his name? Tom Bradley can help him out with that. I noticed that when we do a lot of press coverage, that our team and our secondary does a lot more effective, and that was actually shown this year. When we did press coverage, our defense performed the best. And I think that if we can grow that on Jamal Peters, I think we'd be set to go, honestly.
Yeah, seriously.
I know that going corner or waiting for corner in the third round might be a little weird. It might be a little odd since it's arguably our biggest need. But, we can definitely get a few good guys in the second or third rounds, like someone like a Jamal Peters or a Julian Love or a Monty Oruwariye. We still got options at cornerback if we don't go cornerback round one. What I like is to go cornerback round one, absolutely, but it really all depends on who's on the board.
Yeah.
And Jamal Peters, honestly, in the third round will be a very nice pick in my opinion.
And Condrey will be a big steal.
Absolutely.
The guy's got a lot of upside.
He has a lot of potential.
He really does.
I really like Jamal Peters. I think he's a guy that many sleep on, man. I would not sleep on Jamal Peters, and if he would come to Pittsburgh, that would be a hell of a pick in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fourth round pick. We don't know what number that is, obviously, but the fourth round pick, Pittsburgh still select Hunter Renfro, wide receiver out of Clemson. This is another guy that many people sleep on, man.
Huge sleeper.
Yeah.
Huge sleeper.
You guys may remember him. I believe he caught the game-winning touchdown from Deshaun Watson in the college football game
against Alabama, which caused them to win the championship.
Of course. Basically put, this guy is a very impressive, scary, and dangerous slot guy, man. I would not mind us if we do trade AB, trading AB. And obviously Juju's outside. We can put James Washington. James Washington can definitely play outside. So I would not mind moving him outside, him being number 2. And then Hunter Renfro coming in with the fourth round pick could definitely battle with Ryan Switzer. Maybe if we resign Eli Rogers, maybe we put him in the battle for the slot guy position. Honestly, some of you guys may say that's kind of a weak slot receiver or position battle, but I disagree.
I don't think so.
I think Eli Rogers is still pretty reliable. I really like Switzer a lot. He has shown a lot of signs of being a very nice slot guy, and Hunter Renfro is probably one of the best slot guys coming into this draft. He's a big sleeper. He's a little undersized, but that's why he's a great slot guy, man.
Exactly. Him and the slot will be a big mismatch.
He would be.
And he doesn't always have to be the full-on, starting slot guy. We can rotate with him with Rogers or Switzer.
Of course. And that's the great thing about it. And that's the great thing about a wide receiver depth as well. But Hunter Renfro in the fourth round would be a very nice pick, in my opinion, man. It would add some depth to the wide receiver position. It would be a very nice position battle if we do indeed trade Antonio Brown for the slot receiver position. Hunter Renfro, if we maybe resign Eli Rogers and Ryan Switzer as the slot guy battling out for training camp, I think that'd be a very interesting position battle. I think Hunter Renfro has all the talent to completely take that job and be a very effective slot receiver. He reminds me a lot of another Julian Edelman, maybe another Danny Amendola, maybe. I could see him being a much faster, maybe Wes Welker, honestly. That might be a little bit too high on him, but Hunter Renfro has all the talent, man.
He does.
He is very underrated, and I think he'd be a very nice slot guy for this team, man. Seriously.
Yep. Trade alert. And here's a trade.
Again, this is one that we can all agree on.
Steelers trade Archie Burns and one of our 2019 6th-round picks, because we have two, to the Arizona Cardinals for their 2019 5th-round pick.
Simply put, Artie Burns needs to go, and you could just say, hey, why not just trade Artie Burns for the 5th-round pick and just keep the 2019 6th-round pick? Simply put, because Artie Burns sucks, he has very limited value, and the 2019 6th-round pick would just completely help the trade and get the first 5th round, the first over the first pick in the 5th round, honestly.
Yeah.
And with that pick, we can go get ourselves a 3rd-string running back and potentially a 3rd down or goal line back, in my opinion. And with that pick, with the 5th round pick, we select Condrey Olsen, running back out of Pittsburgh, man. He definitely had a very impressive year this year. You know, Pittsburgh, him and what was his name? Darren Hall, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. They had a very strong and impressive rushing game, man. And Condrey Olsen really led that. He is a great power back. He can play running back and fullback, so you know he is very physical. He's very bulky. He's strong. He can be another great power back, maybe another goal line back, like I said. And him being the 3rd guy, man. You got James Conner, Jalen Samuels, and then you have Condrey Olsen. Or if you want, you can motion out Samuels as a receiver, and then you have Conner and Olsen as the 2 running backs.
And the thing with Condrey is that he knows James Conner because he was the backup to Conner. I think when he tore his ACL back in 2015.
Yeah, and now
he stepped in and got over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he had a very impressive year. He really did well stepping in for James Conner. Then when James Conner came back, he was still a very sturdy backup. Then when Conner eventually got drafted by us, he came in and still did a phenomenal job. And that Pittsburgh rushing game was absolutely phenomenal, and it was led by Condrey Olsen. So adding him in the 5th round and adding him to our rushing game and our running back core would be absolutely awesome.
James Conner, Jalen Samuels, and Condrey Olsen. That is a 3-headed monster.
I think this guy has all the potential to be a much better. What was his name? Was it Terrell Watson?
Yeah.
Was that his name? The 3rd down back.
Yeah, Terrell Watson.
Yeah. Obviously, I think this guy's much better. Has much more potential than him, obviously. But we could definitely use him in the same role we use Terrell Watson as a 3rd down, short yardage running back.
Exactly.
Honestly. So I think Condrey Olsen in the 5th round. Hell of a pick, bring him back to Pittsburgh, or keep him in Pittsburgh, rather, and be a very nice goal line back for us. Another great running back to our running back position and depth, of course.
Yeah. Now, with the 6th round pick, Pittsburgh Steelers select L.J. Collier, defensive end out of TCU.
Simply put, this is depth. Tyson Alualu might be on his way out to Pittsburgh. L.T. Walton, I don't know how much longer he has. He might be on his way out. We're going to need depth at the defensive end position. We might go get a veteran or 2 in free agency like we usually do. But it wouldn't hurt getting a young buck like L.J. Collier, who is not too bad himself. Excuse me. He's a decent pass rusher. He's a decent run stopper.
He's a very good run stopper.
Yeah.
He did gain some weight and some strength to him, which he desperately needed. And he definitely had himself a very good year in his last year.
Right, so him rotating with Hayward or Tua or him stepping in if one of them were unfortunately getting injured, knock on wood, then, I think he would be a pretty sturdy backup, honestly. And that's basically the purpose for this pick is depth, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And with the final pick, 7th round pick, Steelers select Levi Brown, guard out of Marshall.
This guy I find pretty underrated, honestly. I noticed that he has put on some weight and some muscle that was needed for his position. He has done a very exceptional job at it. And I think that adding him in the 7th round will not only add depth to the guard position, which Ramon Foster might be walking out. We don't know if we're going to resign B.J. Finney. So we might be lacking a little bit of depth at the guard position. That's where we can bring in Levi Brown. And hopefully Mike Munchak can
stay in Pittsburgh because I know Denver's trying to get him as their offensive line coach.
Which hopefully not. But, if he can somehow come back to Pittsburgh, I can definitely see him working his magic with Levi Brown. Maybe convert him to a starter. Maybe convert him as another great rotational backup. And I can totally see that, man. Levi Brown is very talented and has all potential in the world. To mix him with Mike Munchak, I think that's a very nice mix, honestly, to be a great backup.
Oh, yeah.
With this team, man. So, anyway, guys, that's our official first 7-round full mock draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers 2019. Let us know your guys' thoughts, comments below. And we'll see you guys in the next mock, man. Signing out.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!